Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to Tatiana's Tiny Zoo. I'm Tatiana, and today we're going to be diving into a really exciting new project, building two brand new bioactive enclosures for my garter snakes. These little guys have definitely outgrown their old setup, and I can't wait to show you how I created live planted bioactive ecosystems that they will love. Stick around to the end of the video and you will know exactly how to design your own bioactive habitat that your pets will love. Let's get started.
First things first, I needed new tanks. I decided to try the reptile habitats enclosures from the Dubia Roach's website. This is my first time using these enclosures and I'm excited to test them out. I got two different sizes to separate my male and female garter snakes, so you'll see me working on both throughout the video. Assembly was super straightforward. I had my reptile tower ready in no time. Now, if you've been around my channel for a while, you know I'm a little paranoid about water management in my enclosures. So step one is always installing a water barrier. This ensures the substrate and live plants stay healthy and adds another barrier to prevent leaks. Once that's done, I can finally start the backgrounds. I used rigid insulation foam as my base. After measuring and cutting the foam to fit the sides of the enclosures, I secured them with silicone. To keep my snakes safe, I sealed all the edges and gaps with expanding foam. No sneaky hiding spots here. Next, I got creative. Using leftover foam, I cut out ledges and attached them using toothpicks and silicone. Remember, save your scraps. These thin foam pieces can be glued to your foam base to add visual interest and to keep your rocky terrain from looking too flat. Don't worry if it looks weird or if you apply too many of these scraps. Most of the detail will be covered up with grout in the next step anyways. Once everything was glued in place, I sealed the cracks with more expanding foam and carved away the excess after it cured. Time to bring the rocks to life. After giving the enclosure a quick clean, I mixed grout to a thin, paint-like consistency and applied the first coat to my foam. For a sturdy finish, I recommend at least 3 layers of grout, letting each layer dry for 24 hours. Here's a pro tip. As you add your layers, mix your grout thinner and thinner for each coat to make application smoother. If you're working on a smaller tank, grout each side before attaching them to the enclosure. It's so much easier. With the base complete, it's time to add those finishing details. Using grout mixed with cement pigment, I created highlights, lowlights, and rust patches for a more natural look. Finally, I sealed the entire background with 2 coats of Drylock Natural Look Sealer to prevent chipping and fading. The result? A beautiful matte finish that looks just like real rock. Once the background was done, I could move on to my favorite part, filling up these enclosures. The first thing we need is substrate. For these builds, I mixed my own blend using topsoil, eco-earth, play sand, mulch, and sphagnum moss. This works great for lower humidity enclosures. If you're working with a species that needs higher humidity, you'll want to add a drainage layer with leca balls or a similar material before adding your substrate. If DIY isn't your thing, pre-made substrate mixes are a great option too. There's something for everyone. Now for my favorite part, decorating. Using driftwood, cork bark, and slate rock, I created lots of hiding spots, basking areas, and climbing opportunities. My goal is always to design enriching habitats where my pets can display their natural behaviors. Think about what your animal might need and get creative with your setup. Once the decor was in place, it was time to bring these enclosures to life with some plants. I focused on species that can be found in wild garter snake habitats like azure bluets, English ivy, ferns, and clover. I also sprinkled in some terrarium grass seeds throughout the enclosures. These plants will grow in over time, creating a lush, natural ecosystem for my snakes to explore. Another pro tip, let your plants settle for a few weeks before introducing your pets. This gives their roots time to establish. Now for the unsung heroes of any bioactive enclosure, the cleanup crew. I added springtails and isopods, which work hard to keep the environment clean and balanced. Plus, they're super fun to watch. The final step, leaf litter. This layer mimics a forest floor, protecting your cleanup crew and retaining moisture for your plants. And that's it. My bioactive enclosures are ready for their new inhabitants. Let's put Udon and Soba into their new homes and see how they like them.
And there you have it. 2 finished bioactive enclosures. I am thrilled with how these setups turned out, and I can't wait to see how they change and evolve over time. Don't forget, if you want to create your own bioactive habitat, links for all of the products that I use are going to be in the description below. For more updates on how soba and udon are doing, check out my Instagram or my TikTok. I share a lot of behind the scenes content there. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.